Hey there, hi there, ho there, especially the ho there. Welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, episode 452, recorded on July 10th, 2022. And by the way, if you're watching the YouTube channel right now, yes, we are naked. Just letting you know. Anyway, it's currently 102 and sunny outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios today, which is why we're naked. Also, it is 112 days till Halloween, just 112 days. It's almost 90 days. That's almost 3 months. I mean, that's almost like we're right there.
What are you talking about?
Can't you feel how
112 is more than 90. You make it sound like it's less,
I said it's almost 90?
which makes it sound like it's less.
Yes,
So
because we're
112
almost
sounds
there.
more like
Don't you
4
understand?
months.
Halloween is in the air. We've got to get the pumpkins out.
Now, did you hear
Actually,
what's now? I don't know this for sure, but
no,
they
what?
are saying I did see something on YouTube about the song that the witches are going to sing in Hocus Pocus is going to be one way or another.
No.
One way or another, I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna
That's
get you,
interesting.
get you. So I think that'd be a good song. The get you part
Yeah.
would be fun.
Yeah, I'm wondering how the movie is going to be receptive now since they've been going after Bet.
Oh, it's gonna be fine.
And I didn't read what she said. I just didn't want to.
Well, and she said, okay, look, I've been pro everybody for as long as it happens one bad meme, and all of a sudden I'm the bad person. So if that's the way you want it, please go ahead and play that game. It's like, no, I stand with Bet.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't make a thing, but I have a really hard time believing that Bet would be anti-trans. I mean,
Right.
she is like everybody is. Anyway, but I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and Andor, looking forward to that. The new Star Wars one, and Willow, the new Willow series, and the new Lord of the Rings series. I'm just really looking forward to a lot of television. So I'm trying to wrap up everything that I'm watching now. Got to get
I,
ready for
I
that new
I'm
stuff.
I'm right there with you. And the weird thing is, I'm actually going to have this lag in time because we are, it's like there's nothing on television, literally. I mean, outside of Big Brother
Mhm.
and a couple other shows, summer shows, there's nothing on network television to watch.
Mm-mm.
So thank God for streaming, but it's like we're starting new things just to fill in
Right.
until things we probably wouldn't have watched a month ago. We're going to watch now because it's like, first of all, I love no commercials on streaming,
Uh-huh.
and secondly because it's just like I said, there's just nothing to watch on network television outside. You can only watch the news for so long.
Right. Oh, and that reminds me, the hearing is tomorrow, the next one.
It is.
Yes, I'm excited. I've got my mom totally addicted to it. She has rewatched them. I don't know how many times. She watches all the news on the YouTube now about them. She's like totally up on current stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, I love the NBC, MSNBC coverage
Yeah.
because right afterwards they have a panel discussion with kind of, let's say, all the daytime people,
Mm-hmm.
the regular daytime people, and then at night they have Rachel and they have Ari and they have Chris and
Ari.
Lawrence. They bring all those people in for the nighttime sit down and talk about. So that's been fun, very
Right.
fun, and it's informative. What I like about it is that some things that didn't seem like a big deal, or well, or they kind of cruise by because there's so much information.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I like is that they also have ways of not just taking what the group says, but they have their own researchers and stuff like that, connecting it all together, and they can give more of a timeline of, okay, and they actually did that on one of them where they were saying, okay, so the Proud Boys showed up at the Capitol at this, or at not the Capitol, but at the rally at this point, at this time. And then they didn't go in because they went to the Capitol to make sure to see where they could, what they could do and where they needed to go. They really searched that. And it was now then here comes the actual rally starts here. And this happened, and it was really informative watching it line listed out basically on what happened. So yeah, it's I'm really enjoying the coverage as well as the event themselves.
Yeah, same. And I like what Ari is the new person that I've started to watch more. Yeah, he's cute.
Oh my God. Well, and every once in a while he'll do this. Now, sometimes, and then you'll go, oh my God, look how hairy his hand is.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And
do you
you know,
realize how tall he is?
what?
He's tall.
No, he's not.
From the photo that I saw of him sitting on stage, unless it was a very small chair, he looked tall to me.
I think he looks tall too, but when he was in a picture and he's standing next to maybe they were standing next to somebody who was really, really tall. You know, that may be it. But he looked smaller. So yeah, I'll need to look that up. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's lots of good stuff coming up. And just imagine how it would be if we still only had 3 channels and 3 networks, no cable, and some UHF going on. Thank goodness we don't. Anyway, it's also 167 days until Christmas and 113 days, just 113 days until TJ's zombie girl retires. Slams that door, says, I'm out of here, bitches, and leaves. All right. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. Thank you. All right.
Well, it says he's 5'11", but I don't believe it.
Right. I thought he looked taller than that myself.
I never believe anybody on these things when they say that whatever their height is, you can basically deduct 2 or 3 inches from that, at least from the people
like
I've met.
Because
like when I met Orlando Bloom and Mark Ruffalo, I was just taller than both of them.
Wow.
And really? I'm 5'10". So, but they both are listed as either my height or taller online. and I can tell you that because I remember when I auditioned for Beauty and the Beast, the reason I didn't get the job, this was the TV series. The reason I didn't get the job was because Ron Perlman is like 6'4", and they wanted somebody that was similar height to him. And and I'm going, hey, put me on a box. I can wear spec shoes. Give me a wig that makes my hair look taller. Come on. There's ways of doing this. Do not take that terrible actor just because he's the right height. And they took the terrible actor.
Of course.
And he ruined it. He ruined the role. Okay. I'm sorry.
No. My mom watched that series for a while. I tried to, couldn't get through it, and it was because of that actor. I was just like, he's so wrong for that part.
Yeah, good for you. And it was funny because I had auditioned for it even before the series had started, so I had no real idea what was going on. I mean, I knew kind of what they were doing, but it was the first season, and it was before it had actually premiered. So they had produced quite a few episodes already, but Yeah, anyway, it's just, oh boy, that would have changed my life. But okay, fuck it. Anyway,
Yep.
moving on.
Well, and then they give parts to like Tom Cruise, who's like a tiny little teeny weeny. He can stand on a box.
Yeah, and he says he's like I think he's supposed to be 5'11" too. So
He makes Kevin Hart look tall. Anyway, moving on. Today in history, on June 11th, 1804. That's just 100 years ago, right? Thank you, noisemaker. In one of the most famous duels in American history, Vice President Aaron Burr fatally shoots his longtime political antagonist, Alexander Hamilton.
oh, let's make a musical about this.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I still haven't watched that. Hamilton, a leading Federalist the chief architect of America's political economy, died the following day. Later, it would become a famous peanut butter commercial. Yes. And I think the peanut butter commercial far outweighs that little musical thing.
Wait, what? Peanut butter commercial?
Yeah, remember?
No.
When the commercial had for he was the guy in the Hamilton Museum or whatever. How can you not know this?
Is this? Oh, look,
It was a commercial, and it was like a trivia question about who shot Alexander Hamilton, and the guy like is literally in like a Hamilton Burr museum thing. He's like Burr, but he couldn't say the words because he had peanut butter in his mouth. So it just came out.
Yes.
Burr. So
yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
Yeah. Sort of, but yes.
Yes, and I think that far outweighs a musical.
Okay.
All right. Today, things that happened in history. The website decides to reset. There we go. Okay, finally list view. It is All-American Pet Photo Day. Nope. It is also Bodler's Day. Oh, free Slurpee.
Oh no, that's the 11th.
It is the 11th.
Oh my God, it is the 11th, isn't it?
Yes. Did you have an appointment?
7-Eleven, that's right. Okay. Yeah, this is the day Honey died.
Oh. Well, now I'm sad. I can't enjoy my free Slurpee.
Yeah, so I guess I don't have an animal picture to show.
Oh, you have some beautiful photos of her. So, all right. It's also International Essential Oils Day, Town Criers Day. So we celebrate James, our local town crier. Blueberry muffins.
No, we don't. He deserted us during the Lambda years, so no, we don't.
Oh, now I don't know about that.
He had the largest, group of emails in the community, and then he said, "Oh, I am tired of being the town crier." Right when we were getting into the, we were really needing the publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he still remembers my birthday every year and sends me an email with thank you guys. It's very sweet.
Well, he remembers mine as well. And of course, I have, from Trolling, he played Don. We have the
Trolling Don?
Yeah.
Oh, John and One?
Yes, John. What's his last name?
John. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I just saw him the other day too.
Yeah.
Online.
Right, me too.
Juan, I know Juan's last name. John. Oh, it's a very simple name.
It is.
You tell a story. I'll look it up.
Okay. Story about what?
I don't know. I thought you were going to tell a story about.
No, we have the same birthdays.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. John. Of course, it's not going to pop up. No, this is riveting podcast.
Okay, you tell the story and I'll look it up.
Okay, you go ahead. I don't remember what the story was that we were doing. No.
You weren't you still doing um like cra- town crier?
Oh yes. Okay. No, I was just saying that. Yeah, oh, John Hancock.
That's
What?
right.
How could I
Which
forget
goes,
that?
which goes back to, you know,
Yes.
Alexander Hamilton and
Aaron Burr.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a full reach around. So.
It's the circle of life.
Oh, I forgot where a place was.
Elton John just rolled it over in his grave.
Oh, he's not dead yet. Just his
Oh, this would kill
career.
him.
And he retired, so I'm not being mean. All right. Today is National Cheer Up the Lonely Day.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Hey, we're podcasting, and most of the people that listen to us are pretty lonely, so we're doing
No,
our job.
I'm lonely. Are you kidding?
Oh, are you? We should go to the
Yeah.
mall sometime. You can watch me fall over. Anyway, let's see. Also, it's National Mojito Day,
Ugh.
like mojitos, and it's mostly, I think, because the people that make them too fucking strong.
Oh no, it's because of the mint.
See, I don't mind mint, but yeah, I don't like it. It tastes like the smell of tarweed to me. Anyway, also it is Rainier Cherries Day. Rainier? Swimming pool. Yeah. Also in World Population Day. I don't know about that. A few random things that happen on this day, just so that you know. Bank account bonus month. Let's see. Hemp month. National Water Gardening Month. Yeah, not here in California. And National Baked Bean Month. Oh, National Bison Month. What are you going to do? Have you ever had bison?
Yes.
And
It's like burger, but it's like beef, but not as fatty. So it tends to be drier, not a lot of flavor.
oh, well, that's okay. I mean, that's kind of what I would expect, really. And then
Camel is worse though.
you've had camel?
Yeah.
That's sacrilege. Next, you're going to tell me that you had panda.
No, because you don't have panda because there's oh no, it's koala. You don't eat koala because most of them have
Herpes.
No, it's not herpes. It's chlamydia.
Oh, well.
Yeah. No, camel. Now, do you remember you remember the Three Stooges movies?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay, and remember,
never liked them, but yeah.
And there was always a time where they baked a cake, but the cake, they couldn't find the cake portion, so they just used the brown cushions, the little brown pillows as the cake, just to show that they had a cake because they'd frost it.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden someone would go, "Oh, cut me a piece of that cake." And it's like, so they'd eat the cake and then they'd all blow out feathers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how camel tastes.
Oh, that's
so
bad.
Dry, so terrible. It was no good.
Yeah. Huh. No, I don't think I would want camel. I don't want to taste horse or buffalo. Well, no, I eat buffalo.
Horse is fine.
Okay, how weird is it that like we have a relationship with horses, so we won't eat horse, but we'll feed it to our dogs?
Yeah,
we're weird.
Well, no. The thing is, this is my whole argument with vegans. You know, vegans are vegetarians. They're like, we don't want you to kill the animals, and it's like, okay, we wouldn't have the animals around if we didn't eat them. So they're going, oh, but think of all those wonderful animals just roaming the earth. Well, who the fuck's going to feed them? Okay, what's going to happen is then they're going to start either eating up all the vegetation, or they're going to turn on each other and they're going to start eating each other because of the
camels eating the bison.
It's just it would be horrible. They're here for us to eat. Otherwise, okay, what are you going to do with a pig? If you can't eat the pig it has no other real value.
Well, what about at Castro when the pigs get eaten there? Sorry.
Okay.
Well, that's a very interesting theory of why we should eat animals. Moving on. Today's affirmation: I balance my life between work, rest, and play. They all get equal time. All righty. It's a good one.
I know I have.
So, yes,
You have
they
balance
all get
between
equal time
work,
from you. I know that
work,
you're
rest, and
renovating your
play.
house because you have so much time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what we got next? We nothing in our feed bag. Chub hugs. What you got, sir, man?
No, you're first.
No, I don't.
They're free.
All right, I'll give chub hugs out to my mom
Oh my God.
just because. I'll give chub hugs out to our friend Clint because he's still kind of under the weather. And all our British friends who are dealing with the exit of that dipshit, and the entry of another dipshit, probably. Anyway, I guess that's it for the moment. I mean, if you need a chub hug from me, you got it.
Oh God, you're sad. You're just
Okay, so also BJ, there's BJ, his pup Frodo actually is in the midst of passing. Oh, and Nephi, because his Curly Sue, little girl kitty Curly Sue, has a little kidney infection, but she's going to be okay. She's going to recover. So that's a good chub hug out to him.
Well, I'd like to send chub hugs out to the people of Ukraine
Yes.
who are still going through this, even though our news cycle has moved on to the insurrection and Biden's poor polling, and I'm gonna send one out to Joe Biden, who is trying to do a good job, even though his hands are tied by the Senate and by the Supreme Court, and he's getting blamed for everything, and yet he's still always trying to do the right thing, trying to do the good thing, and he gets nothing back from it. And I'm glad that he got to be president, but I feel bad that they're treating him this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree. Okay. Those are great chub hugs. Queer headlines. School official denounced Matthew. What? Oh, Shepard. The play that is about Matthew Shepard for making Christians look bad. Now he's suing. Oh, and we're the snowflakes. We're the snowflakes. Try to control plays. Very nice, Nazi. Oh, Joe Biden signs executive order to protect abortion rights in wake of Supreme Court. Well, that's good. Jordan Peterson's epic whining after suspension for dead naming Elliot Page sparks internet mockery. So who's Jordan Peterson?
I thought you knew since you put it up here.
Nope. Apparently he's somebody who I don't care about.
Well, this is just another one. These are, seriously, snowflakes have now become the GOP. They're grasp the pearls at every event, every situation. Oh my God, Ellen Page is now Elliot Page. Oh my God, what are the children going to think? Everything that goes, anything. Oh, there's drag queens reading stories to children. Oh my God, that has to stop. What's wrong with these people? It's really, what is wrong with these people? And the thing is that they're all louder and they're more, fainting on the couch than we are. And so they get all the attention because they're such fucking drama queens.
Yeah, well, apparently he is some psychologist or something. I don't know, but he won't stop. Apparently, won't stop criticizing Elliot Page and dead naming him and everything. So, yeah, he calls it social contagion. What? He's put a fucking idiot. Moving on. Wonder Woman stands up for trans people in wake of Bette Midler and Macy Gray's attacks. And finally, a 13-year-old wearing a bisexual pride flag was arrested in Florida at a pro-choice protest. So there you go. And now that we're all cheered up, Tom wants to cheer us up even more by telling us about his week.
I'm looking at Bette Midler right now.
Oh, okay. Tom's looking up at Midler. He's gonna tell us whatever she said, so we can find out what she said and if she needs to be called to the carpet for her crimes against humanity.
Okay. She said that people of West Virginia she described them as being poor, illiterate, and strung out.
What's that got to do with transgender people?
I don't know. They probably threw that in there just to make her sound bad. But that's what they're saying. At Bette Midler's now here they said Bette Midler and Macy Gray addressed backlash over comments. Let's see what these comments were. Okay, Midler was slammed for tweeting, "Women of the world, we are being stripped of our rights over our bodies, over our lives, and even our name. They don't call us women anymore. They call us birthing people and menstruators and even people with vaginas." Oh, okay. So she's in trouble because she didn't include trans people in there who can't. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. What did Bette do? She's okay.
Received backlash after tweeting the sighting is attempting to erase women, a comment that some perceived as transphobic. She's talking about Roe versus Wade.
I know exactly what she's talking about.
Oh my God. Come on. You can't. That's like saying, well, she didn't say gay people.
Well, because
or lesbians. Whatever.
She's kind of throwing vaginas in together. She didn't say anything negative against trans people with vaginas.
No, it's okay. To me, abortion is a women's issue. Okay, I don't see and yes, trans women are women, but they're not going to have abortions. I don't understand why they have to be included in that space. Anyway, moving on.
So this week, RuPaul, it was the queens needed to brand themselves using their brand, what their branding is, but to make a TikTok dance video out of it. So the winners ended up being, let's see, it was Monet Exchange and Jinx Monsoon, two of my favorites. So I was really happy about that. Jinx is up to 3 stars, 3 legendary legend stars, and Monet's up to 2 now, and we've only got 2 weeks left. So it's going to be pretty hard to. The thing is, it looks like you want to get 3 stars to get into the finals. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, the thing is, with the exception of last week's show, which I thought the Santa School for Girls was not as good as everything else that's happened this season. But I'll tell you, the Drag Race All-Stars has been fantastic. With the 8 girls, no one's leaving. So we've really got to know the not only the girls themselves and as their characters, but the girls as just when they're sitting around talking, and since they're not really, they're not going after each other because no one has to leave, so it's really, they're trying their best, they're producing great product. It's all been really well done.
Nice.
Trixie Motel, she finished the honeymoon suite, so now the only thing left is by the way, you can go online and look at pictures of the pool and the rooms and stuff like that, so it's really fun.
Nice.
But the pool is finished. Actually, it's not finished because they haven't fully decorated it yet with umbrellas and chairs and stuff. But when you see it, it's gorgeous. But they still have the lobby and the bar to finish, so that'll probably be next week's episode. We're probably nearing the end, if not next week being the end. So it's been a fun series on Discovery Plus. I gotta hand it to Discovery Plus. They had a lot of really good LGBT stuff for Pride that they brought out, and they're not really you think Discovery Plus, is that really a stage for the LGBT? They found one, and they made it work, and I really got to salute them for it. They went up and above more than a lot of the bigger networks have.
Oh, hell yeah, they did. Yep.
Yeah. So and because it's original product, not just look, we got Queer as Folk, the original 2 series we're going to show. Okay. But of course, that they introduced the new one. But what I'm saying is, a lot of places, that's all they're going to do is bring back reruns. Oh, look, here's all the gay scenes.
Here's a few new movies
out of Glee. So I know that'd be too long, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Anyway, on the Orville this week, they did a time travel one, which I know you don't like, but I thought it was an interesting time travel. In this, the character of the pilot, the Ginger, he accidentally gets sent back to Earth 2015. But when the Orville goes back to try to get him, they go to 2025, which they find him now working. He's got a job. I think he's even got a business. It looked like he was the head of the plane that he was flying. So it's like he's got his business, and he's now got a family, a wife, a kid, and one on the way. So it's kind of like, so the people come, the Orville people come, and they go, okay, we're here to take you back. And he's going, well, I'm not going back. I've got a family now. And they go, you shouldn't have anything. You should have been sitting in a cave waiting for us to come back all this time, because you're not supposed to fuck with the timeline. Who knows what would happen. He's going, well, you're here. I'm still here. So obviously nothing I did bothered anything. So it's no big deal. You go, say you just didn't find me. And at the end, spoiler, they go back to 2015, get him at 2015 before any of this has happened. So he has no memory of this family. And then later on, they tell him, and he's like, oh my God, why would I have done something like that? That's against the rules. You can't do that. But, when you're thrown into that kind of situation, you have to blend in. You have to, or you die. And which they're saying, well, then you probably should have died. Which is, it was weird. It's emotionally very strange because of just the idea that if you were thrown into that situation, trying to hang low forever. No, I'll tell you, I would be right in there trying to get things done and try to give myself some sort of life, because I'm going to die there.
Right. Yeah. Generally, I don't like the time travel stuff, and mostly because it's just been done so much, and it has been done to the point where who cares, especially when they come back to this time period. I'm like, I already live here. I don't need to know your moral judgments. They did really good. They did really, really, really well on this, and it was very moving. The only thing that I would have said was to not tell him that when they were gonna, in the 2025 and they were going to go back to 2015 and get him, they told him that that's what they were going to do, I wouldn't have told him. I would have just gone and done it.
Yeah, I agree.
But again, the thing is, I think what threw me too is that I felt like he was kind of the victim in that situation.
Agreed.
And yet at the end of it, he's the one apologizing to them. I'm so sorry that it must have been so hard for you. Oh, you feel so bad. And I'm like, they're the ones that just took away, the first like happiness and life and everything that you had. And I understand why they did it. And I don't necessarily disagree why they did it. But at the same time, you're the one apologizing to them. And I was just like, whatever. It's like the victim apologizing to the one who just, anyway, it was really well done because it's a conundrum. So anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Boys finished this week. Have you finished The Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I found that this was the last episode of the season,
mm-hmm.
and I felt that they kind of like threw everything in at the last minute to finish up the last episode.
Yeah.
Because it was moving really nicely, a nice gallop,
mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden it's like boom, 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 and I'm like, oh wait, this has got to be the last episode. They're tying up way too many loose ends all at once. And I looked it up, and it was the last episode, but it was just odd. I think that, add another episode.
Exactly. It's fucking streaming. There's no reason why they couldn't have.
Right.
And I just thought that was ridiculous that they ended up wrapping everything up so quickly. And of course they brought in the stupid child, which actually was a good move for him to do.
Oh yeah, I thought
strategically. But I'm like, do we have to put up with this whiny little brat? Anyway.
Yeah.
Really good episode. But yeah, you're right. Just too much shit all at once.
Right. So let's see. This week on Evil, it's just so good. So good. Just on Paramount Plus. It's been picked up for season 4, and Only Murders in the Building now has been picked up for season 3. So
nice.
It's really nice when there's actually good programming that gets, they jump and say, yes, we want more of this. And I'm not, because I remember the first season of Evil, I was waiting for the second one to be announced, and it took forever. And then they announced it, and then they announced that they were bringing it to Paramount Plus, and I'm like, you're dooming it. But yet the streaming services are, some of them are making it work, and some programs are working better than others.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Michael Sage is right in line with everything you're saying. I think he's on season 2, and he's loving it.
Yeah. The thing I love most about it is that, some of their story arc things they have problems.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Where they kind of drop storylines and kind of leave you, but their week in and week out stories are always really fun. So we might not find out why the daughter's got that tail, but okay, so we don't know that this week, or maybe even next week, or even this season, but that's okay, because the individual week in and week out storylines are always fun. And I remember on the very last episode of season 1, when Leland he's the bad guy. It sounds like he's talking to a psychiatrist. Someone's asking him questions, and he's sitting there. He's in this white room, and he's talking about his failures and what he's done. And then they flash over to who he's talking to, and it's a full-blown demon with horns and hooves, and it's a demon. And I'm like, okay, that's what I want. I don't want X-Files where, are they real? Aren't they real? This is fucking real. We're going to go for it.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the show. Because remember X-Files, when they go, oh, well, this is a disorder that you get from, it's alcoholic, kids born to alcoholics will sometimes have this thing that'll make them want to, sit inside a porta potty and eat the poop, that's coming into the porta potty. I don't want a condition. I want aliens. Right. I want monsters. Stop giving me explanations. that are explainable. I don't need explainable. I want scary. And even if it's funny, I still want you to jump into it and say, we're doing it this way, enjoy it. And I'll be like, thank you very much. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We finished Snowflake Mountain on Netflix. And it was just kind of, you got these kids who are, they do nothing. They sit at home. They bitch about how terrible their lives are, but they won't pick up a finger to better their lives. Mom, can you just buy me a new pair of tennis shoes? It'll make me so happy. And they're only $300. And so,
which show are you talking about?
This is Snowflake Mountain.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So these terrible kids, and they clean a deer. They skin a deer and cut it up for dinner.
Yeah.
And they empty out the toilets, and they're learning how to be real people. But at the end, they don't. They go, and well, first of all of them have their own business now. Now, how did they get their own fucking business? Mom and daddy find them something else. It's just did they learn anything? I don't think they really did. I think they got through it, and because they wanted to make themselves, they probably sat there after day one and goes, okay, if we can make this work, we're going to be television stars,
right?
So and all we have to do is get through this, and you bitch about your thing and I'll bitch about my thing, and then we'll make it through, and everyone will love us.
Right.
They'll love us. So.
And we'll open a business, and everybody will do stuff with us just because we're famous.
Right. So this is our way of bettering. It's just like PU. Okay.
Yeah.
But Sean loved the show. Wow. Loved the show. Okay. Big Brother, it started last Wednesday. Second episode was last night. And it's been so long in between episodes, so early in the season, it's really hard to get kind of figure out who my summer boyfriend's going to be. So far.
Yeah.
Nobody. I hate them all. Well, I don't hate them all, but I'm more interested in some of the girls than I am in any of the guys.
Oh.
That tells you how weak the contestants are right now. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the challenge, which is now we finished the challenge on Paramount Plus, but now CBS is doing a challenge with Big Brother, Survivor, Love Island, and Amazing Race people. And it's basically having these people do horrible challenges.
See, I would to try to stay in the game. Watch that one. Yeah,
it's you can either watch it on it's only on Wednesday nights, but you can watch it on Paramount Plus, or you can check out CBS.com for. Okay. But I would go with Paramount Plus since you have that. So, cool. Let's see, a new show called Loot on Apple TV with Maya Rudolph, and here she plays. Basically, she's like an heiress to somebody like the Amazon guy, and what happens is he cheats on her. She gets a divorce. She ends up with $87 billion in the settlement.
Wow.
So now she's got to try to get her life together and figure out what she wants to do with herself. And she's got she owns businesses that they had as through the corporation had through each of the people. So she's got all these businesses. Now she's starting to kind of try to be a real person, because before that she was not she's just one of those rich bitches. It's fun. It's a funny show. It's Maya Rudolph, so you're gonna get some good laughs. Last night's episode was she went on that show with the with the guy that has the hot sauce eating the wings.
Oh yeah.
And so at one point she's like, "Oh my God, that's so fucking hot. I can kill anybody I want and I'll get away with it." And so, she kept saying that. So the next day, MJ Rodriguez from Pose, who plays her, the woman of heading up the CEO of her foundation, says, okay, now you did some things wrong, sure, that's fine. And you really have to stop saying you can kill anybody and get away with it. That bothers people. But it was pretty funny. Oh, and when she went over to visit her at her house,
Mm.
MJ Rodriguez went over. Maya goes, so do you want you want anything to eat? And she goes, well, what do you have? And she goes, uh, anything you want. And
Mm.
it's, well, because she's got a live-in cook, so a chef probably. And she goes, well, I think I know she said a cherry Slurpee, and I don't remember what the other thing was, but she's going, oh my god, this is the best Slurpee I've ever had. And she goes, yeah, well, he likes to use fresh cherries when he's making he gets them from here and there. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's my life, I want that life.
Oh,
And
yeah. And that would be, it would, whatever with my house or whatever that I had, I would want like a little convenience store, like right in the garage area that I could just go into at 24/7 and get whatever I wanted, and
well,
then
all you
have
have to
my
do
own
is
doctor that just is like a live-in doctor. And
you send your servant to you go, give me a mixture of at least 10 different kinds of potato chips.
hmm
And they'll go and get it for you. See, you don't have to walk to the convenience store. You're
Oh,
taking an
yeah.
area there that you can have for your walk-in closet. No, no,
But don't you like to just go in a convenience store all by yourself and just
no,
kind
not
of
at
look
all.
around and stuff? Huh? All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Start a new show called Blackbird. It's about this guy who
Oh,
he's in
yeah.
jail. He's in jail. He wants to he's basically a drug dealer, young, good-looking drug. He's played by the guy who did Elton John in the Elton John movie.
Yeah.
Taron,
Uh,
Taron, somebody.
Taran Taran Tuta.
Sure.
Yes.
And but he and the FBI is trying to get him to go in to a different prison and get information out of this one guy who's
Mm.
a serial killer, and see if they can't get him to admit that he's a serial killer, because he's kind of slow, and because he's slow, everyone goes, oh, he can't be a serial killer, he's just making stuff up because he wants to please people. And it's like, no, no, he's a serial killer. Or
Taran-
maybe he's not. Maybe we'll find out he's not. I don't know. But it's good. That's Apple TV as well.
Yeah.
I saw Trevor the Musical, which is Disney Plus, and this is it's just popped up there past couple weeks.
Okay.
And I thought it was going to be like Better Nate Than Ever, but it's actually a musical, a film musical like Hamilton. Well, not like Hamilton, but a musical on stage that's been filmed like Hamilton. They have The problem with the show is it's very LGBT. It's about a kid who wants to fit in, and then when he tries too hard to fit in, they find out that he's gay, or they figure out he's gay because they basically find stuff he's written down, and then they expose him to everybody to ridicule him. And then there's a little bit of suicide attempt there. And
Oh.
it's so the first act is him trying, the second act is him trying to deal with accepting who he is, and the life that he's going to be leading now. um, and it's all done with a Diana Ross soundtrack in the background.
Okay.
It's a real musical. And although the vocals, like, how kids when they're at that age,
Oh,
like
yeah.
12, 13, where some of them have beautiful voices and other ones have like Peter Brady voices.
Yeah. My mom said she hates listening to kids try to sing.
Yes. Okay. Well, this may work for her then, because that was the only part that really bothered me about the show. I mean, it's a little pandering. It's a little, for us, it's like, yeah, we've seen the story before, but it had its moments. Um, then, speaking of singing, we also watched Sing 2. This is
Oh,
another,
yeah. I
it's on
haven't
Netflix right now.
Yeah.
And it's,
It's cutesy.
well, I was just saying yesterday, because with the singing animals, with the uh, kind of kung fu animals, the what's the other one that's really been bugging me, because it's like they just keep bringing out all these really kind of boring. They recirculate these boring shows that I don't know why they even wanted a second episode, a sequel to these things, like the Minions. Why do we have to have 9 Minion movies? What's the point? Anyway,
Oh, I know. Although I've seen two of them, I think, and I kind of thought they were cute.
well, good for you. But yeah, Pixar makes art films that are animated, and everybody else makes crap. Sure, they're kind of entertaining, but for the most part, it's like a big question mark on why do we need this? What is it? What is it adding to the franchise of this particular bullshit animated show? All it's really doing is making more money for the producers.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't feel there's any need for it. And on that, I've been watching Glee on Hulu now. It's also on Disney Plus, but on Hulu, we've been watching the episodes of Glee because I forgot about so much of it. I really did.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how much is packed into every fucking episode too. It's like the Puck and Mike. I didn't realize Mike was a part of the football
team. Yeah.
I didn't remember that. So he showed up. They showed up yesterday. Sue got told that if she doesn't get nationals, that they're going to cut her funding. I mean, it was a huge episode. And Mrs. Schuster approached Gwen about the baby yesterday because they just found out that Gwen's pregnant with. She says it's what's his name?
Yeah, she says it's
yeah, but it's
Finn's
baby, but it's really Puck's baby.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff, but and I love. It's funny because I really love the musical sequences.
Me too.
And speaking of that musical sequence, one of our favorites was always watching Leah Michele dance around the idea of her playing Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl. And today they announced that Leah Michele is taking over the lead of Fanny Bryce on Broadway from the girl who just did the remake, the reboot of it. Right. And so we're finally going to get to see Leah Michele play.
Yeah, Fanny Bryce. I am surprised at just how much hate there is for her. Now, I have heard that she is really hard to work with.
Oh, sure.
But she is, now, take this with a grain of salt.
Sure.
She is a young Barbara, not the personality, not the super level of talent, not the quirk, not whatever Barbara that made Barbara. But when it comes to being able to do her music and the things that she made famous, she has the voice and the quirk for it.
Right. And I think she has the talent for it.
Yeah, I don't think she's untalented. I just think that she gets such a hard rap because everybody says how impossibly hard she was to work with.
Well, and
to get over that.
About this, she went from Broadway, where she was nominated for a Tony. She's in the Tony Award-winning Spring Awakening Best Musical of the Year, and then she goes over to Glee.
Yeah,
and she was the lead of Glee. She's the lead. There's no question.
Right.
And so you got to think that's got to be pretty heavy on somebody who's in their 20s.
Yeah,
because she was in her early mid 20s at that point, and so she's just had all this fame and all this success, heaved on top of her. I mean, granted, she wanted it most likely.
Oh, yeah.
But so and I could see. But the one thing that I question is if it's true that she's that hard to work with, why does Ryan Murphy always want to work with her?
Yeah.
Because remember, he didn't like Chad, the guy who played Sam Troutmouth.
Yeah, Sam.
He didn't like him.
No.
So much for that the cut him out of half a season just to spite him. And
Yeah.
and I'm wondering, what did he do that Rachel, or well, that Leah Michelle hasn't done? Because all you hear about is what a pain in the ass she was. But
Right. And that's the thing, is that you're hearing a lot of that perspective from some of the other actors and actors
right,
worked with. They're not, not
yeah, right. So I haven't heard from the directors. I haven't heard from
right.
other people. And maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact that the relationship that the actors had in the show with Rachel.
Hmm.
Did you ever hear Kurt ever mentioning that she was a pain, or was usually the other girls, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd be curious to find. Well, I guess I really don't care.
Right.
But still, it is. It's. I don't know. I would kind of know what their reasoning was more than just. I don't know what their reasoning was. I mean,
I don't really.
is it because she always got all the best songs? Rachel got all the best songs. Now
Right.
that's not Leah Michelle's fault. That's the writing's fault. And
I don't know. I think that she's really talented, and I would like to see her do well.
yeah, I would
I
too.
would love to see some people dispel the rumors, you know.
Right. I mean, I'd like to see all of the people, go somewhere.
Right. And I'm so sad. I still am really sad about Naya Rivera's death. She was so fucking talented.
Well, Finn and Puck were too. I mean, granted,
Oh, yeah.
Puck was too busy watching porn with
Yeah.
children in
Like
it.
to talk about, but
But Flynn was, I mean, two of them killed themselves.
Yeah.
That's with that kind of success, and they killed themselves. I mean, Finn was in the middle of the show when he killed himself.
Yeah.
That's it's, I don't know, and we, I mean, we can assume that Puck was because he, was going to go to jail, but it's just.
Well, yeah, he was. He was. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, it's I'm just glad to see that we're finally going to see Miss Leah Michelle do Miss Fanny Bryce, because I think she's going to be sensational.
Yeah. I would love to see her. Well, unless they have somebody wonderful that will do better, I would love to see her do Wicked too.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, if they have somebody better, because I mean, to me, Alphaba will always be, what's her name? It's leaving me. And she was in Glee too. She played Leah Michelle's mother.
I know, which is hilarious. But
But yes,
yes,
she will
well,
always be my Alphaba, but open mind.
now, just a little trivia.
Yeah.
Now, did I ever tell you that a certain person that we know, um, who has a daughter that you don't know, but you've heard about, you know who I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Okay, she also has a cousin who is well, first of all, when she's a Broadway actress, her cousin is.
Mhm.
She was actually the 12th Elphaba
Yeah.
on Broadway.
Mhm.
And also she was in Cher. She played the original, the middle Cher on
Oh,
Broadway.
nice.
And she's done a couple other big shows where
Mhm.
she's either been featured or starred in. But she was actually in town last week in
Oh,
Carousel at Music Circus,
nice.
and in the lead role.
Oh, it's not one of my favorite
The
shows, but
the raped
that
and
is,
abused character,
yeah,
because
exactly.
it's early Broadway, and that's all women could be were punching bags.
Let me tell you, when I saw that, I saw the movie. Of course, I didn't get to see the play, but I saw the movie, thinking, "Oh, it's going to be a wholesome thing." And I saw that, and went, what? Seriously? Ugh.
You go back and you look at Carousel, you look at the
Rise
South
of the
Pacific.
Brothers.
I mean, even Sound of Music.
Yeah.
He was kind of abusive, when
Uh-huh.
she first got there. He's abusive to the kids, and
Yeah.
it's not physical, but mentally abusive is abusive. And you Oliver, the female character, she's murdered. It's just you go back and how about Eliza Doolittle? They go, oh, let's make a bet on this woman's life,
Uh-huh.
and see if we can't turn her into something that's not embarrassing anymore.
And yet we
Oh,
love her.
what a premise to a musical.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, I could go on and on about how awful the Broadway musicals have been to women, until you got people like Jerry Herman coming in and writing Mame and Hello Dolly and all these positive female characters that said, fuck you, that's not who I am. Even Gypsy, you go back to Gypsy. I guess it was Sondheim and it was Jerry Herman that really,
Strong female leads.
right.
And
Which is what you have on Broadway now. I mean,
yeah.
really, the best Broadway musicals are the one with this strong female lead.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
you don't hear of an all-male Broadway show that's worth its salt in anything. Anyway.
Yeah. The only one I could say right off the top of my head is like Book of Mormon, because there are no female characters. No female lead.
Yeah, you're right. I tell a lie, but there's a gay character, so half. You done?
Of course. That's why I'm waiting for what you did this week.
All right. Well, this week I have had an inner ear issue, which has made the world spin and has made me kind of unsteady when I'm walking. I have to hold the walls sometimes, and makes me kind of sick to my stomach. And the first day that I had it, it was so bad that I ended up puking. It was very, very awful.
So is it like being on a boat, like seasick?
No, well, it is like I have pressure in like one or both of my ears, and no matter what I do, I can't like kind of. And sometimes it'll lessen up. It's much better now, but it's like if I can't. Sometimes I wasn't able to do anything but sit on this edge of my bed with my eyes closed, because it would just like whenever I would open my eyes, it would just be like everything just kept moving and spinning. Yeah, and it would just make me sick to my stomach, and I would just have all this nausea all the time. So yeah, but working with that, kind of doing exercises and stuff to hopefully get rid of some of that, and yeah, hoping for the best. But nope, it has not been fun at all.
Well, at least you're beautiful.
I know, but my beauty needs to be able to walk upright. Like even right now, like my ears are kind of ringing and my stomach's a little bleh.
Oh, were you going to throw up on screen?
No, not that bad.
Damn it.
Thankfully. Mr. Bean, I have as I have been kind of sick and not really wanting to focus on a lot during the daytime, there are times that I just take a little break, and I've ended up watching some old classic Mr. Bean episodes. I never really connected with Mr. Bean until about a year or so ago, when it's like all of a sudden I got it, and it was fun. And so I've really been enjoying them, like the full episodes and not just skits. So it's been kind of fun. And I recommend, if there's a channel on YouTube called Classic Mr. Bean, just go check it out. It's very fun. We talked about The Boys episode 8, and yep, Lucifer. I finished season 5. I started season 6, which is I think the final season of it, and was surprised to find that there were like 12 episodes of it. I thought it would have ended already. The characters are so good and so fun, and I really care about them and like them, but the story has so jumped the shark already, and I'm watching it out of that completionist. I will watch the rest of them as best I can, but I'm having to take it one episode a day, because by the end of that one episode, I'm just kind of done with it. And this season, Need more butt shots. Need more nudity. So
Wait, which show are you talking about?
Lucifer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the boys, and I'm like, how much more could you possibly
Oh
get?
no, The Boys is beautiful with their Butcher. Although Butcher, we could use some more skin from Butcher.
I agree.
But the rest of them, oh, just beautiful, beautiful men. We need more. We need more shows that have shoot 'em up action craziness going on and nice male nudity. It's just fun. So, I've been trying, basically, like I said earlier, I'm trying to kind of wrap up any shows that I still have seasons or episodes left to watch so that I can just kind of clear my slate and get ready for some new stuff. Um, and that includes I'm trying to make it through Generation Drag. I watched the second episode last night, and these are some of the most spoiled children and I'm happy about it in many ways, and I am so happy that there are parents out there that are uh willing, that are like going, letting their children have their gender expression and figure themselves out and everything.
Right.
But
Compassionate enough to say, okay, let's do this.
yeah, I mean it is really awesome, and I'm really happy that they get, this level of support from their parents. But at the same time, these are some spoiled ass children, and I'm just, I don't, and the one character, she's not a character, of course. They are not a character, of course, but Noah, she just sounds, she sounds so fake when she talks. And I'm not just talking about her voice, because I mean, you have to find, I have a transgender friend who really had to do voice stuff. So I understand that it's hard to find your voice, especially when it's probably cracking and changing at her age, um, their age. But she sounds like she's a bitchy mean girl who's trying to hide the fact that she's a bitchy mean girl.
There's something wrong. I don't I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's really, you know, you want to like all these kids at least for some reason, or understand them,
Right.
give them a chance. And
Mhm.
she's one that, it's just like, to me it seems like she's manipulating the game.
Yeah,
And
I don't know. I just, she rubs me the wrong way, like,
yeah,
oh, big time. Um, and then there's the little queer one who, we met his drag mom and stuff on this episode, and he wants to go out there and he wants to be in drag and he wants to prance and be the center of attention, and that's great, but he doesn't want to put in the work. And I think that's just kind of sad. But he's also, like, what
from
was he,
Sacramento,
13 or something like that? I mean, he's just a kid. What?
from Sacramento. They like to prance around and drag, but don't want to do the work. Oh, oh,
Close to the drag queen.
oh, wow. That's
Girl,
a good
you
thing no
said it.
one.
I didn't. Okay.
It's a good thing no one
Anyways,
listens to us.
I want to finish watching the show, and you know who I really love though is the Latinx family.
Yeah.
They are super awesome. They're so positive, and they're so, you know, but the white family, oh, did I say that? Are just so, I don't know, like, they're almost afraid to discipline their child.
Well, they're afraid of their children.
Yeah.
Most of, and actually, and obviously, so you go back to Snowflake Mountain. There, these people finally figured a way of getting their kids out to do something.
Hmm.
But for the most part, these parents these days are they're too frightened to say boo to these kids,
Hmm.
because, well, okay, I can tell you, this is an extreme, but the guy who used to live across the street from me had both his two girls and his two boys, two sons, at two individual times called the cops and said that he was abusing them because they didn't get their way. And the guy actually went to jail, waiting for a court I remember I came home from the theater one night, and the police are surrounding the place. There's police tape everywhere. They're going through the rooms with the neon light to see if they can find blood or semen, because the kids, both sets of kids, said that they were abused by this father because he said boo to them, and they said, oh no, that's not the way it works anymore, we're in control. And that's the problem. Parents need to be in control, at least in control to the point of where their kids aren't running their lives. And
Yeah.
it feels like these kids are running these people's lives.
Yeah. Well, and that's that's kind of what it feels like when they're like, oh, well, we're kind of, do we feel like stage parents? And I'm like, girl, you're not kind of stage parents, you're kind of assistants at this point. So I don't know. As far as all the gender stuff and the queer stuff and the gay stuff, I'm very happy for them. But as far as the just basic relationships, there's some issues going on there. All right.
I like the mother with the one non-binary son who's actually dating.
Noah.
Yeah, yes, and it's kind of the mother, and I love her because she really wants to know. She doesn't want to sit there and be like the rest of the parents that just say yes, yes, yes. She wants to know why this is happening, what he needs, what she can do without losing their whole, their roles.
Yeah.
He still wants her to be his mother.
Yep.
And that's important, because you're right. I feel like a lot of these are personal assistants. Oh, we need to go out and get you some new shoes.
Yeah. Well, even the other kids, their brothers and sisters that are in those families seem, I mean, just from the way that they're, on camera, they just seem very secondary. Like, oh yeah, mom and dad are all about them. We kind of raised ourselves. So.
Yeah. Don't make us look bad on television.
Right. Trixie Motel, I'm really enjoying it now. Especially, and then they had that little Leslie Jordan on there, who I absolutely fucking love. And
there's actually a picture online of Leslie Jordan and one of the Scott brothers from the
oh yeah
what is it, the
Property Brothers?
Yes, Property Brothers. And it's like, I bet he loved that.
I would. So yeah, I just, it's their production values as they got on, or their way of pulling stuff together and making it, I'm really enjoying it. So Orville New Horizons, I caught up on all the last 3 episodes, and it's just really good. It's really getting good. It's becoming the show. I mean, I always enjoyed the show, but now it's getting to, like, I don't know, just it's taking itself to a new level, and I'm really enjoying it.
Well,
and of course,
I think they're doing storylines that we didn't get from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Really, like, just different. And I appreciate that, because it needed to be different than Star Trek.
Yeah. And I think Brian's full of shit, because there still is humor, and there still is, the
That's because, well, when he found out that they were over an hour episodes, then he was already signed off. So it didn't matter, because he wanted 40-minute episodes.
Well, maybe he could wait 15 minutes into an episode before he tokes, and then it'd be a 45-minute episode. Anyway, but it's a great show, and I still have a huge crush on Ed, whatever his name is in real life.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, he's adorable.
Well, where's that? I want to get a renewal on this too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Miss Marvel, caught up on Miss Marvel. I was 2 episodes behind. It's a great show. It's just an absolutely great full show. It shows the Pakistani Indian history with the separation of it and explains it and everything is there, and she was there, and it's a great show. That's all I can say. And it's also one of the most popular shows there. So, and then Star Trek Strange New Worlds, got to see a new episode of that. Absolutely loved it. I'm loving the episodic television. Thank you for bringing back some just episodes instead of great big 10 episode story arcs. Not that I mind them but sometimes it's nice just to have a 45-minute tale, little short story.
One and done.
Yeah. And then finally, I did get to the theater and I got to see Thor: Love and Thunder. It is really good. I've seen some really awful things said by critics, but I guess critics just aren't fans because, yeah, it is, parts of it are silly, but parts of it are, it's probably one of the more epic. I really like the last one, but this one is probably the epic one. When you say what's the epic Thor movie, what's one of the epic Marvel movies, this is going to be one of them.
Well, I just always, the thing is that Thor always was open for humor.
Yeah.
And where Captain America, maybe not so much, Captain America and we got a lot of comedy out of Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man,
right.
But the shows themselves weren't, didn't have hilarious moments in them.
Right.
But Thor did. And that's why we like Thor.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty and funny.
Exactly. And you get to see his butt in this one too. It's quite lovely. But seriously, this goes all over the place. It is very, there are so many parts, and I'm trying to make, there's Valkyrie, there are so many fucking celebrities in here, I didn't even recognize some of them. I mean, it is just,
no spoilers.
You want to see and go see it in a theater. I ended up seeing it. We accidentally got the 3D version. There was nothing that happened in 3D that was.
Wait, they're still doing 3D?
Yeah, they ended up handing us the glasses, and we were like, "What are these for?" And then realized that it was 3D. It was fine, but there was nothing that they put in 3D that would not be the same in 2D, really.
Right.
So don't even worry about seeing it in that. But it's just fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. Go see it in the theater if you get the chance. You'll laugh your ass off and you'll get some feels. It's brilliant. So, especially if you love Marvel movies and you're bitter about Dr. Whatever and what they did with Scarlet Witch, which I know a few people close to me that are so really bitter about that, Thor will just bring you right back into it. So, anyway, and that's pretty much what my week has been. All right, we want to remind you, be loud, be proud, be too much. Just look at the screen, be too much, and be you. Fat Marker Clothing wants those of us who have been told that we are too much of something to turn those negatives into positives. Chubs Gone Wild listeners, you can do that. Just go over to fatmarkerclothing.com and use the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while ordering over there.
I think that we should start getting a petition to get you as one of their models.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, totally. Some of their sizes though have not gone up to my size, so we'll have to work on that. It's another thing to work on. All right, let's see here. Time for advice. In my college years, I was sexually adventurous, to say the least. In my later 20s, I found my way back to my church and decided to start fresh and wait until marriage. Too late. I met my now husband in my church singles group, and we have been married for just over a year now. He knows nothing of my sexual past, and I didn't feel it was necessarily his business. and he never asked. However, he was a virgin when we married. Here is the problem. He is really lousy in bed. I've tried to suggest ideas to spice things up, but he looks confused when I do. Also, when I made certain suggestions as to, say, positions, he asked how I even think of something like that. So I told him I'd read about it online, and he got worried that I'd seen porn. I don't want to tell him about my past, but I don't really want to spend the rest of my life in missionary when there are so many other options. If I do reveal, if I reveal too much knowledge about sexual acts we haven't done, I'm pretty sure he'll decide that I was used goods and he shouldn't have married me. Are there other ways I could drop a hint without revealing too much about my own past? Girl, get out. Either tell him
Yeah.
you're a slut or just
This
get
is,
out.
yeah,
Because yeah.
it's also retard. Oh, sorry. Also
Don't.
so terrible.
It is
It,
a horrible situation. But the fact is, the
it's
whole
not a horrible situation. It's like, you know what? I've had a past. If you have a problem with that, leave. End of story.
that's what I mean. It's a horrible
Because
situation because you're just going to sit there and stew over the fact that you're getting bad sex from a guy because you're trying to be pious and pretend that you're something that you're not.
yep.
Oh, I went back to church and I found religion and I'm pure and reborn. And you found somebody who, oh my gosh, I just don't understand these people with their, I'm so pure. Oh dear. Whatever. I'm just disgusted. Leave him or tell him that you want better and write him. How if somebody is going to sit there and say that they were scared that you had seen porn, your relationship isn't going to last. And Tom is silent. Okay, I'll never. Here's what Joe Pretty had to say. I'll never understand people who don't go for a test drive before purchasing the vehicle. When you say he knows nothing of your past, I don't know if you mean he doesn't know the details or he thought like himself. What? Or if you mean he doesn't know the details or he thought like himself you had no sexual past. If the latter, if it's the latter, you married under false pretenses. The problem goes beyond just being inexperienced. He's not interested in becoming experienced. So you two may have a fundamental mismatch. You need some honesty in this marriage without going into numbers or details and don't need to be bullied into revealing them. You tell him that you know about sex because you've had it. You say your experience could make your marriage even more exciting and you want to explore sexually with him. If he thinks that you're damaged goods, then what a favor he'll be doing you by ending it now.
I
Yeah,
mean,
works for
well,
me.
I mean, if you got into the relationship saying that you were a virgin, then you were a liar.
Yeah, frankly, that to me, that's one of the things that you need to be upfront about beforehand.
And what does he think that she just magically was able to suck dick like a prostitute for no
Oh, I
reason?
bet they probably don't.
Oh yes, they
I
do.
bet he gets on top of her, does his business, and then falls asleep and thinks that's sex. Sorry, I've known that before. Known people
Maybe
like
she
that.
should send him out to like a gay bar to get some idea of what real sex is like.
Well, yeah. If she probably said, "Why don't you let me get on top?" Oh my God, Jesus would weep. Just saying. All right, moving on. Hey Chubs, what's your favorite decade of music?
70s.
80s. No. Okay. Hey Chubs, what's your favorite memory of the circus?
My favorite was that I remember I was there with my folks. Actually, I think we were in Europe when we went to a circus. And I remember my mom's going, "Oh, look at the clowns. Look how funny the clowns are." And I go, "If they're funny, why are they not smiling?" And she goes, "They're smiling." And I go, "No, they're not. None of them are smiling." And she went, "Oh, oh, they're not." And right away, I saw through that whole clown bullshit. Oh,
Uh,
look, they painted on a smile. Didn't work for the little drummer boy. It didn't work for clowns either.
uh, well, that's a good memory, I guess. Schooling your mom about clowning on clowns. Anyway, mine is I remember riding an elephant, and I thought that was very, very neat. Of course, now I think it's horrendous, and elephants need to be loved and cared for and kept in the wild or whatever. But I remember just thinking that elephants were awesome. So, all right, Tom, I want you to take a guess. How much is Anna Faros worth?
I'd say 14 million.
Oh, well, you're close. It's 30 million.
Wow,
She,
good for her.
yeah, she was paid $200,000 per episode. Bonus question: how tall is she?
Yeah, I would say probably 5'3".
Close, 5'4". Yeah,
And she only got $200, $200,000 an episode.
yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I'd take it. Give me
Oh, well, sure,
10,000
but the people on the Friends people were getting $1 million an episode for the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, but that was Friends,
Okay.
and they deserved it. Well, I mean, not saying I haven't watched. She was in Community, right?
No.
No, what was she on?
Um, I don't know.
Come on, you're the Anna Faris fan. You should know.
Well, I like her from Mom, and I like that she's no
Oh,
longer married to that asshole.
yes, yes, I know that. Anyway, I read his article, or read the article about him in the latest Men's Health. It's actually pretty good.
But
Yep.
till his career's over. But
Mhm, mhm.
no, she did Scary Movie 1, Scary Movie 2. She did Scary Movie 3. She did 4 episodes um, of Friends. I was gonna say, wasn't she Rachel's sister? But no, that was Reese Witherspoon, right?
I think so. Somebody like that. I don't know.
Yeah, she did Brokeback Mountain. She did Just Friends. Yeah, she was a movie star. She
Yeah.
was a TV star.
Hmm,
So yeah,
cool.
she didn't really, House Bunny. She's really good. I like her because she's a kind of a very raw comedian. She's not
Yeah.
first of all, she's willing to do whatever for the laugh, which I
Right.
appreciate. And yeah, I mean, she's not, you look at the Scream movies and the Scary movies, and the Scary movies were always just dumb as fuck,
Uh-huh.
hilarious, and the Scream movies were just copies of copies of copies of copies. And so
Yeah.
I always kind of appreciated that they were more, she was always in stuff that was more fun.
Yep. I agree. Okay. And then we have,
How many episodes do you think she did of Mom?
I don't know, it ran a number of years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
She
know.
was in it for 8 seasons.
Wow. And that was probably like, now was that the whole 22 episodes a season?
Don't count this out.
Oh, anyway.
Okay, it's 152 episodes.
Okay.
Because remember, she wasn't in the last season.
No, I don't remember. I've only watched like 3 episodes of season 1. I want to watch more because she's really good. She is really good in it, but I just haven't gotten there. All right, what's in your lunchbox? Mr. Moose wrote in, said there's a couple items that stuck in his box. Ow! Sorry. Um, including a roast beef sandwich with Swiss, my favorite, actually. That is my favorite sandwich.
Oh, and look, it's more like a steak sandwich than a roast.
Yeah.
I think of roast beef as being sliced, sliced, thinly sliced roast beef, like turkey sandwiches.
Yeah.
But that looks like it's got some girth to it.
Now I want a Togo sandwich. Anyway, I think they used the steakums, those steakum things was pretty good, and
Oh.
fries were really good.
Yeah, yum. I like those steakum things.
I probably had them, but I don't know. Okay, back home to boring foods. This was Chicken Delight or some such nonsense. I want to go back to Chicago. This food pictures from Chicago were amazing.
But this looks good too. I don't know what he's talking about.
You want to see these photos, just go over to our Facebook at facebook.com/chubsgonewild. You can see these photos, and also make sure you check out the Chicago photos. And don't forget that you can send us yours by just sending us pictures of it to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. You can just snap a picture on your phone, click the picture, and it'll say, hey, you want to share it? And you just share it with the little email thing to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. That easy. And leave us a comment at chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/chubsgonewild. You can watch our videos on YouTube. Just look up Chubs Gone Wild. Please consider becoming a patron of the show at patreon.com/MattBrilliant. And find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swannerandchud.com. Find their podcast in iTunes or on iHeartRadio. Find out more about my books over at justkisstheguy.com. And check out my other podcast at biggaysexshow.com. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Oh, yes. So sweet. So sour. Anyway. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you had fun ride, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.